In the lower left side of the map, we have our purple Zerg player from Imaginary Gaming. It is Revolver. And in the upper right hand corner, the pink cross player from Gravity. It is Trace. This series is casted from replays right now, and again, so the casting's live, but the games are replays because they were played during a different match, which we were also casting. So, kind of self-explanatory. As a hatchery block straight away here from Revolver, so immediately going to try and play some tricky games with his opponent and try and outwit him in terms of what's going on here early on. Third hatch will come down at his actual natural, so he should be putting his pool down very shortly as well. No real response from Trace just yet, not even chrono boosting out a Zealot. Just continue to chrono boost out his probes for now, and we'll try and see what he wants to maybe do about this in the near future. I'm assuming he's going to let the hatchery finish, which is interesting because, I mean, that generally means that there's going to be I guess a queen won't come out for a while because the spawn pool's only just being built now, but I mean, if it's left up for long enough, we could definitely see a queen come out, and then, you know, you get creep spread in your natural, and it's very, very difficult to do anything from there. This Zealot comes out, and we'll start working his way against this. So we'll just slowly get rid of this as the probe's actually just going to come over. He's just going to take this base over here. I think he is. Wow. Now that is brave. Now if Revolver just takes speed and just runs, you know, and just attacks with Zerglings, surely he just wins this game, right? Right? Because like, there's like a Protoss player relies so much on their SimCity, so much on their walls. How can you defend? I mean, you can defend over here easily, yeah. You just put a Zerg in there, but how do you defend a double ramp and a back door? It's yeah, it's kind of crazy. So Overlord coming in here, we'll see this base over here, and I mean, you know, he doesn't even need speed lanes, right? Just slow lanes would probably be more than enough. I guess he's gonna add on a cannon though. He has got a forge on the way, so an interesting opening here. Revolver will have this hatchery fall in a few more moments. So in a few more moments this will go down. And yeah, so Trace gets rid of this speed. Second speed starts. He has another gateway, so he's just going to start walling off over at this natural expansion, which is a bit weird. So we'll see what this game's going to bring us. It's already a little bit interesting, but kind of got to wait and see how it's going to play out before anything else going on. Thank you, Deadly Light, for welcoming me back. And Shun, I wouldn't worry about not turning ad block off. You know, the ad revenue is not exactly amazing, to say the least. So I wouldn't worry about it. Of course, you guys, if you do enjoy the show and you feel as though you do want to support us, feel free to turn your ad block off, because every little does help and it does all add up. But yeah, so these Zerglings going to chase away this probe, and probe are going to be brought up to the high ground here. So in a single cannon and just a third base from Revolver. I mean, I cannot imagine for the life of me why he just doesn't try and deny this third base, because it's just so, not even, I mean, it's not third base, right? It's just as natural, but he could just, you know, with his swell of Zerglings, he would kill this Nexus, right? Because there's just nothing here. I mean, I guess if Mothership Core could fall an overcharge, so I guess it's a little bit risky. He just doesn't want to take the risk. Probes, 3 probes killed. I mean, already he's you know, he's starting to pick his opponent apart with just like 6 or 7 Zerglings. Trey's taking quite a bit of damage here to begin with. 4 probes killed in total. Then look at this little micro from Revolver. He's actually going to get that probe. Oh, he just doesn't. He probably would have got it if he just left it on. Mothership Core continues to work his way against this third hatchery. A couple of queens will finally move on over there to start sorting that out. And 20 more Zerglings now being made, so let's try and see what they're going to get up to. Some Zealots and Sentries actually here could move towards that third base as well to try and start taking that down. Trace, of course, I mean, if he's secured this base, he's going to have no real problem securing this natural expansion. So we'll be able to take this here in a few moments' time. Mothership Core is chased off by a queen, but got half the hit points on this hatchery, so that makes it very snipeable later in the game. So again, that may come into it, may become a factor at some point. So Mothership Core will head back home, and a couple of creep tumors will be able to move forwards here, and yeah, so creep tumors will be able to move forwards and start spreading this creep and connecting the third base, most importantly. And yeah, I mean, these are going to continue marching across the map. A lot of lings being made here, and a couple of roaches being added in as well. In fact, I think we've already got a few roaches coming through the middle of the map. I think that's what's moving a little bit slower on the mini-map there, and yes it is. So a few roaches coming across these Zerglings also. And this probe doesn't want to do anything just yet, okay. So yeah, I mean, what did I say this probe for? Did it run from these lings? Okay, maybe. I can't remember. I just thought like, what's that probe doing special at all? So roaches are going to move up here and they're going to start taking down this cannon. The lings are going to run in, and a couple of zealots get warped in here, and their phone overcharge is popped as well. Is he going to be able to get this third nexus? Because if he doesn't, he's going to be throwing away a lot of units for it. As force fields come down here, these roaches are falling, and I don't really think he's going to get. He's definitely not going to get the third nexus. In fact, he's going to throw away his entire army. He's sentries. A couple of them will go down, which is nice. And I could force field down. He will force field. Loses a sentry because he chops the roaches in, but he cleans out everything. That's a really nice trade for Trace. Look at that resources lost type, 2.6k to 1.1k, and I just feel as though Revolver gave his opponent so much time to just tech up, to get, well, not really tech up. Yeah, Trace actually forgot his Twilight Council, so no +2, no blink for a little while here. But I mean, he just gave him so long to build up a bit of a gateway army. Did I just change something? I've just lost their clan tax. There they are. Yeah, but so he gave us a long time to build up an army, and then there's an overcharge combined with force fields. More than enough to hold on, and Revolver throws away a lot of units there and gives away what, again, just not really making the most of the situation, I don't think. So, this is hallucination moving across the map. We'll try and see what's up. And we'll move on through here, and Queen will start hitting on this hallucination, but hallucination gets the scout off that it needs. I mean, he already knows there's roaches and lings on the way. He does see the double Evo chamber, right? Which is, yeah, so he sees the double Evo, he sees the lair on the way as well, so he has a pretty good idea about what's up right now. As these lings and singular roach will start working through these rocks, knock those down, and block off this pathway a little bit. And slow down. I mean, it's kind of weird because it doesn't really slow down the pros, because if he wants to move across the map right now, he just starts killing the rocks already, so it's not going to be that much of an issue, I don't think. He starts to work down these back rocks, and that's a bit more important for Trace to pay attention to. He doesn't want to let them units run up there. So, yeah, Trace is going to just break through these rocks. Doesn't really slow him down much at all. Swarm Host on the way here from Revolver, and a Dark Shrine coming up for our Pros player. Robo Facility as well. As a bunch of extra gateways get added on. And I'd like to see Trace move across the map a little bit, I think. I think he has a lot of potential to just get something done. And just recall out if things get a little bit scary. So I would kind of like to see that happening, but for now he's just going to sit tight, sit back, and wait and see. As the Hallucinated Phoenix is unsure about where exactly it wants to go. It will fly on through the natural, and will get picked off there in the end. So, we've got a big swell of Zerglings up to the left side, and we'll possibly be moving forwards here in towards this space, but it's pretty well sim-citied, and can't imagine them getting too much work done here. The army will be able to respond pretty quickly as well. So Revolver just starts to take a fourth base, circling Zealot on the tower cleaned out, and Stalkers actually blink forward to try and pick off a couple of units, but the Zerglings will see it coming and get out of there in plenty of time. Of course, back at home, the Swarm Host count continuing to rise for Revolver, but not there just yet. So, gonna try and hit these backdoor rocks again. There's a bunch more Zerglings being added on. Enduring Locust about to finish, and the Robo Bay about to finish as well, most importantly. Do we have a second Robo Facility up just yet? Yes, we do. So Double Colossi gonna start coming out in that production tab, as these backdoor rocks are actually gonna go down. Protoss players moving forward, so he's gonna move his army into position to deal with this. As actually just leaves them rocks there now. Sentry warped in, and it is just a single force field ramp, so he's going to be able to defend this no problem at all. As he does see this army coming in from behind, these Zerglings, which are burrowed around the map to give him some extra vision, is really, really nice. Forces a force field, and Revolver I can't speak anymore. Revolver will just fall back now, taking even a fifth base down to the bottom right side. As a fourth base setting up here to the top left for Trace. A Warp Prism with 4 Zealots in it. Going to start going down and heading towards the main base. And yeah, Fuse just moving through the middle of this. Again, Zerglin sees it coming, so Revolver has a pretty good idea about this. And does he want to trade off this Living Roach quite yet? Well, he's not really maxed out, so he probably doesn't want to trade it off too much. As some Zerglings trying to run back to this top side. Zealots warping in though, and these Zealots are going to do more than enough to clean up these Zerglings as the Warp Prism is heading in towards the main base. So Trey's going to start looking to do some damage of his own. And right now, this Spinecrawler wall is not set up for Revolver. But that's not the best of places to put your Warp Prism into transport mode. So Warp Prism will back off and could maybe try and get this base as well. As more Zerglings up to this top left side. DTs though warped in. And these DTs are actually going to be able to save this base. He swipes through these Zerglings very quickly. Keeps that alive. Run by trying to come through to the top side. And more Zealots being warped in just to keep the Roaches from being able to move forwards. And buying himself a little bit more time. Maybe a Sentry would have done a bit of a better job. As this army begins to move down the right, but he will be able to just move back. And another row of Zealots warped in here to buy these, to stop these Roaches. And these Roaches will now all go down as these Stalkers blink forward aggressively on top of them. This base over here is starting to take some damage. The main base attack was cleaned up. But again, it looks as though you will lose this base to the left hand side. A couple of Mulas on the way out though. He's only made a few, but Mulas are on the way. And this is spotted by Trace as well, so he knows this is he knows this tech switch is happening. As there's quite a lot of Mulas actually. He knows it's happening, but no response really from him just yet. Just begins to counter-attack already. A single Archon up here has actually been defending this base. And Mulas are going to start heading up in that direction as well. And is he going to try and defend his 4th base? I feel as though maybe I guess this base is all over the map already for Zerg, so counter-attacking isn't going to be the best. As Mula's actually getting a little bit caught in amongst a bunch of Stalkers. And I don't know how many of those went down. How many have been killed? 3 Mulas already killed. As these Mulas, well, just about managed to find their way out, but a very scary few moments for them there. And yeah, these Mutas are going to go in towards the main base once again. See what they can pick off. A Colossus is roaming around, and that should be free pickings. But here are the Stalkers. So I say free pickings. He's going to lose 1 Mutalist at least for it, if not 2. As Mutas come into the main base now, they might get themselves a little bit trapped. Roachling just mostly just Pureling right now. Just position themselves down here. 7 workers killed, 4 overcharge popped, and that'll be 1 more dead Mutalisk. And this Mutalisk count is withering very, very quickly. 9 Mutas already dead. And as these Mutas work their way against some more workers, I think Trace is doing a pretty good job as he's actually moving across the middle of the map with this army. And I mean, with this number of Colossi, this number of Sentries, so the force fields combined in, he should be able to deal with anything back here for his opponent, as these Mutas will just continue to get picked off by Stalkers. These 3 Mutas are going to run straight into this natural, and these Mutas run through the natural as well, getting hit by the photon overcharge, and more Mutas are going to get picked off as he blinks forward. So he's going to be able to grab at least that one damage one. Surely that one at the front goes down. No, not quite. Zerglin gets kicked off over there as well, as this base has been taken down by this army which was sent over here. So Trace doing a great job right now, just controlling 2 groups of 2 different armies. His 4th base still alive as well, despite getting so low earlier on. Some Zealots coming into the main base now. He's cleaned up the Spinecrawlers in previous attacks, and the Mutas actually have to come back home to deal with this. That gives Trace a couple of moments to kind of regroup here and get ready to go for whatever he feels the next attack should be. So he's going to move down this right hand side as Swarmhost. We've not really seen much of the Swarmhost this game. They've not really done anything at all, as Colossi will clean out this wave of Locusts very, very quickly. Another set of Locusts going down nice and fast. As Ling Muta might just try and hit this 4th base already, though. Trace morphing in some DTs, which are going to be more than enough to deal with this, especially considering the Mutas don't have any detection with them. And you can morph these into Archons now, and I don't know if they're going to be done in time to save the base, though. Looks as though he's not really paying more attention to this frontal attack of his own right now. As a few force fields come down, he's going to take down these Locusts without much of an issue. I just don't think there's enough here for Revolver. The Swarmhosts on their own just are not strong enough, and yes, he'll take down his 4th base, but Trace, I don't think he really cares right now. I think he's more interested in just, you know, the fact that he's, he knows it's a base Trace, so he knows that that 4th base isn't so important to him. These Mutas are going to group up and start heading towards this 3rd, where there's 3 cannons already, 4 cannons already, so I mean, they're going to be able to do a pretty good job. Already clean out a few Zerglings as they run in here. As moving forwards, Revolver making a bunch of Zerglings. Locusts are about to pop out of these Swarmhosts, but Swarmhost numbers are already being reduced. As these Lurkers move forwards, a couple of 3 force fields going down, and the Swarmers will continually fall here. Another couple of force fields continuing to drop down, and every single Swarmer is about to die. Music going to try to take this base down, but I mean, there's a lot of cannons still over here, and the natural is still a foot, and overcharge available. Stalkers are working their way against this hatchery in the bottom right. I think this is a win game for Trace, I think. I mean, he's got some DTs here as well. He's going to be able to pick off these bases very, very quickly. Some drones are escaping, so we can see a bit of a base rate, but there's so many cannons here. For an overcharge as well, maybe. Drop that down, drop that down. Trey's not really paying attention. Okay, so we lose the mothership course. That's not great, but a lot of the lings have been killed off here. What are these? There are overlords. Some more lings coming through the middle of the map. He's actually got a base down here. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's got so many Archons. He can't fight that many Archons. Revolver cannot possibly fight that many Archons, and he's losing all of his bases. And Trace is going to be left with a mining base. This is amazing for our pros players. He's going to clean out the third base of the Zerg, and he'll move towards this bottom right side where these Stalkers have been doing a little bit of work. They've picked up 24 kills between them. Oh my god, Stalkers, you have done a lot today. This Nexus goes down, the natural Nexus being left because he's just going to rush in towards this base, but GG called. I mean, there's just too many Archons there. Revolver taps on out, and what a game number 3.